Good morning, pizza people. It's Time Pizza back today with another video. And you know on Mondays we do character analysis. So today, you see the title, I wanted to do Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, before we get into this character analysis, just like last week, I brought on a special guest in order to help me with the character analysis. And this special guest is someone that helped really like put me on the Jujutsu Kaisen because he was one of the main dudes like pushing it in our VC, and this main dude is Greed HD. And
Yo, what's good?
yeah, Greed, introduce yourself.
Yo, what's good? That's Greed HD. Y'all already know what it is. I do the Jujutsu Kaisen manga content. I was thinking about doing something else different, but that might come later on in the future.
Yep, and he play a bunch of Storm. So y'all,
yeah. See, I wasn't gonna mention that because this is not a Storm video.
Yeah, and I'm nicer than that nigga. But yeah. As you guys see the title, right? We're gonna be like going hella in depth into like Yuji's like character because I feel like especially this past week, that's something that's like been hella brought into question, like what type of person he is. You know what I mean? Cause like. We see like his whole thing is a meaningful death, and I feel like as the series progresses, that gets sort of forgotten. But it still is a hella important aspect of his character that like truly is like like around the foundation of like what he's about when it comes to a lot of things. So like, yeah, agree. Go into depth about it a little bit.
Okay, so at the start of the series, we have Yuji. He's honestly just his regular high school kid. But then, before his grandfather dies, if y'all, watch those first two episodes. I'm pretty sure that's like the first 2-3 episodes, right?
Yeah.
He tells Yuji about like how he shouldn't end up alone. Help people. Just make sure you have somebody there with you when you die. Like, he doesn't necessarily want Yuji to, grow old and alone, kind of like him, in a sense. So I'm thinking like, well, Yuji whole little idea on life itself, I feel like he really wants to, be surrounded by friends and everything before he goes, because honestly, after this whole Sukuna situation, he knows that at the end of this, he might actually die. Considering that what a Gojo was explaining to him. Now honestly, it could end up being like something completely different, but Yuji definitely questions everything that he comes in contact with, like such as curses and stuff like that. He even asked his teacher Nanaman, like, are we really like, is this really the right thing to do? Is it right to take a life like this? And he tells him like, hey, they're not human no more. That's why we're here, to do the job, to take them out. But Yuji still has a hard time coping with something like that because he's still trying to grasp how to like live his life himself. So he doesn't believe in taking others' lives when he hasn't even figured out how to live his own.
Oh, no, you got deep as hell. But yeah, I definitely agree with that because like at this certain point, like it almost feels like until he joined the jiu-jitsu school, like he was kind of living like, I wouldn't say an empty life, but I feel like that normal like teenage life just wasn't built for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause like I don't know, it's weird. Like as soon as he joins the jiu-jitsu school, I won't say he forgets about his homies in the club or whatever, right? Like, but he just kind of sort of forget. He doesn't bring. They haven't been brought up at any point, bro. And that's something it sort of bothers me because I'm like, those were his only homies. Like he ain't had nobody else before them, and now it's kind of just like, like those are some of the people that like you would expect to surround him, especially when he dies. Like if he doesn't want to go out like with a meaningless death, he doesn't want to go out lonely. Like I feel like those are some of the people he probably should keep around. Like I don't know if like Gege plans to bring them up like later in the manga or whatever, bring them back for one reason or another. Probably to kill him knowing that dude. But like
I think it'd be good.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I just feel like Gojo and Nobara and like Fushiguro shouldn't just become his only homies, you know? Like I feel like it'll be good for his character if it's like if it shows that he still reflects on the people that he's even at this jujitsu school to protect, right? Because you brought up the point about how he was like, what's it called? Like how he was told that he was gonna have to die after all this when he like collects all the fingers and all that. And he sort of kind of just accepted that because he felt like if he's willing to sacrifice his life and his own body, right? Like that's a meaningful death. Like if it means helping out his homies and making sure that they don't die, and like the whole world isn't like bodied by Sukuna in a couple like years or whatever, like he's willing to sacrifice his body. And I don't know, I feel like Yuji, he still doesn't like fully understand the concept of a meaningful death. Like of course, like since me and you are like later on in the manga, we're getting there to the point where he like understands that concept, but I don't feel like he's all the way there yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I really don't think he's completely there yet. Like you said, there is definitely a part in the manga where he definitely sits there and, you know, thinks and talks to himself. Like I'm not gonna say nothing in the video because, you know, that's spoilers, but he's definitely contemplating on like where his life is gonna go from that point on. And he's really having a battle with himself, like a really mental battle. Like Yuji is like losing his mind over this kind of thing right now where he is in the manga. And is you can see that from that point, you know, anything before that, where we are in the anime, he definitely changes as a character as a whole. Like with the most recent episode when he was fighting Mahito, he was pushed to the point to where he wants to kill him. Yuji has never felt like that, but you know that, you know, Mahito made him feel like that, and he's honestly ready and willing to take a life right now. And because he lost his homie Junpei.
Yeah, and I feel like I feel like that's not a bad aspect at the same time, but I feel like no, okay, light spoilers, right? But like his mental state in the manga right now, he gets to the point where like this whole mental state of I'm gonna have to just kill you is a regular thing, you know? And I feel like that when he gets that mad or like that serious to the point where he's like, I just gotta murk you like that, I feel like that's almost contradictory of like a couple of his like mental aspects, you know? Because I feel like he should always, if he's gonna like feel that meaningful death thing, like I feel like it should reflect not only with just him, but with the people around him and how he chooses to react to certain situations, right? Like I feel like by the end of this manga, I feel like he will get to a point where he's like, okay, even if I gotta kill certain people, I hope they lived a meaningful life, sort of thing, you know? Like he's at the point right now where he's like, okay, if I murk you, I don't care what type of life you live, sort of thing. And I like that killer mindset, but I feel like he should have some compassion with it as well, you know? Just to overall make him a more well-rounded and like whole main character when it comes to like he's cool-headed, understanding, but also willing to do what needs to be done, sort of thing. And right now he's not like, I won't say he's not completing that, but he's just like there's some pieces missing in his whole like head right now, you know? And I don't know, I feel like with Yuji still being young, even though he's gonna die young, that like he's probably gonna get there. But I don't know, what you think?
Actually they actually when I brought up the whole Mahito thing, you know, I feel like he's the only person, the only character that Yuji has ever felt like he needed to kill. And I feel like, you know, there's definitely been enough that's been happening in the manga to, you know, make him feel like that. Like he's definitely he deserves to feel like that. Now, I don't necessarily think he's like that towards everybody else, considering that for example, the Choso brothers, I think you know who I'm talking about, the three brothers. He I don't want to bring up like, you know, what he did, but he actually ended up feeling like very, very upset after that fight. This is like a fight that happens in the manga later on, everybody, just to clarify. But he actually feels like he gets very upset that he, you know, he had to kill him basically. He has to kill somebody again, and he just couldn't believe it because, you know, that's not something he set out to do. He could tell that they were actually really good people. They were just trying to defend each other because they were brothers. But, you know, him being a jujitsu sorcerer, he feels as though like he has a job that needs to be done. He knows what he set out to do since episode 1 and 2. Like, I'm gonna collect these fingers. Nobody's not gonna get in my way. And if he tried, like, I feel like Yuji definitely tries not to take life, but it always seems to fall into a place like he has to, like he's forced to take the life. Like the way how the cards are stacked against him, he feels like he has no other option because he feels so like closed and trapped. The only way he feels like he could break out from that is kill somebody.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's not afraid to kill somebody. Like, when he does have to do it, it doesn't like weigh him down. And I'm glad, like, yeah, and that sort of reflects on like what I was saying, right? It's because he feels it towards certain enemies, but I feel like his whole thing is it's not bad, but he's sort of selfish right now, you know? Cause like, he was able to understand people like the Chozo brothers, but when it comes to Mahito, he's not understanding it all. And I'm not saying like he has to show compassion to him or whatever, right? But like, if he sits down and thinks about it, bro, like Mahito is only like a year, 2 years old tops. Cause like, this ain't no spoiler, bro, but like Mahito, with him being
he's basically a newborn baby for real.
Yeah, so he doesn't have
no understanding of humans,
of like no morality, none of that. And like, at least some of the other special grade curses, like they've been alive like 1,000 something years or whatever, right? So they know, at least if they're doing something, they fully understand the concept of what they're doing and how it's gonna affect somebody. Mahito, he's doing it because it makes him giggle, so he's gonna keep doing it, you know? Like, Mahito is toxic because he has no understanding of what it means to not be toxic or to not be selfish. And I feel like Yuji, once he can finally understand like that Mahito is like what, 16 years younger than him, and is barely, like, he may look like a full-grown adult, a full-grown person, but it, like, mentally, bro, like,
mentally he's not there.
There's no morality when it comes to Mahito, bro. And I feel like Yuji, he kind of just has to understand that more, bro. And then I feel like that will like fully make the final battle between him and Mahito like really feel real, you know? Cause it's cool seeing Yuji being like, okay, bro, I want you dead. Like, I want to murk you. Like, I hate you so much. Like, I love those MC rage moments. But I feel like what makes those even colder is when it's like a calm rage. A rage that's able to be controlled, bro. And I feel like that's something that like Yuji needs to like, I don't know, when he finally calms down and he's able to like let go of Junpei. I'm not saying, well, not let go, but like take his like life as a lesson and not more so as like a failure, then he'll truly like be able to push forward and like take out Mahito in a way that's like in a way that works, you know? Because as far as right now, he's not able to take out Mahito at all, bro. Mahito's way too strong, and Mahito is I would say Yuji gets blinded by rage, and that's what's blocking him from taking out Mahito. You know, like that's what he's missing. What'd you say?
No, I was saying that's exactly what's blinding him because you know, like even not yesterday, I'm tweaking y'all. When that episode came out, the most recent one, the fact that Nanaman even appeared, you know, to the battle, like Yuji was losing his cool. He was definitely he couldn't think straight because he felt as though, you know, since he just saw his homie Junpei die to Mahito, he actually got manipulated as well all before that. You know, it pissed him off, especially since he asked Sukuna for help when he thought he actually made a deal with Sukuna, but come to find out, Sukuna, you know, that pact never actually really happened. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And they ended up laughing at him for it, and he couldn't believe it because, like, damn, you know, he thought he had everything under control. he actually felt like he was getting the grasp of this whole jiu-jitsu thing, you know, being a sorcerer, helping people and whatnot. But come to find out, he's only just starting. You know what I'm saying? Like he really can't do much. That's why it's all still a learning process for him. Even like, you know, him with his anger and everything towards Mahito, he hasn't fully grasped or understood, like, you know, the whole idea of that Mahito being a kid, you know, him only being like 2 years old. Then again, he might not be aware of that. He may not be aware of that. Even if I feel like even if he was, you know, Yuji would still have that hatred towards him. Yeah, he'd still be mad at him because he lost his friend. And honestly, hey, if I'm putting myself in Yuji's shoes, I don't blame him. Honestly,
yeah, I feel that 100%. Like, but I feel like he has to get to that point in order to like not only defeat Mahito physically but mentally as well, right? Because like right now it's at a point where if he kills Mahito, he'll be like, wow, I'm glad I did it. But it's always like Mahito will always have that W, like that one up on him in the, like in a mental aspect where like I feel like Yuji will always have to be like, dang, you know, I this dude really, he was able to get like ahead of me because I was so angry. Like I feel like if Yuji keeps going the way he is now with this just pure rage and anger at Mahito, like eventually it's gonna like, it's not gonna cost him his life. He's the main character, but it's gonna get somebody like Nobara or Fushiguro just murked, okay? Because he's just that angry. Because we can see, like, if it's in a physical fight, like Yuji, he got that on Mahito. Like Yuji, he can win. Like if he's just chill and he's able to get his hits off. But like the second he loses his cool, even for a second, bro, it's dang near over with. Cause you know, like Mahito's able to laugh and taunt him and get him to miss shots, and Mahito's like a real tricky character to fight. We saw that with Mahito where he appeared right behind Yuji, like right there, and he was finna like just smack Yuji, and he was able to get all these hits off, and it was because Yuji was so blinded by trying to headbutt him, punch him, get any hits off he could. Like, bro, you gotta chill out. Like, you gotta make sure these hoes hit, you know?
Yeah, I feel like Mahito is he's very, how can I put it? He's always one step ahead of Yuji. And like, you know, with you saying like, you know, Yuji has to be calm. I feel like, you know, that calm side of Yuji puts him a step ahead of Mahito, because he's showing something that Mahito isn't, which is growth and maturity. But then every time he stoops down to his level, that's how Mahito gets him.
Yeah, like Mahito, I just like, I hate that I have to watch Yuji always be brought down back to Mahito's level, bro. Because I don't know, I feel like I won't say it's taking a while for him to get there, but like I feel like at a certain point he should just be able to move past that, you know? Like he like I feel like it's like if he can learn to ignore Mahito during a fight, like that's insta W, you know?
Yep, that's him. That he's definitely getting that W. And honestly, I could say that about a lot of villains, because then once Yuji like learns how to just control that, I feel like a lot of these villains won't really be able to like affect him or get to him like that anymore. He'll be like a really solid, he'll be a really solid jujutsu sorcerer.
He might even be able to run the ones with Sukuna, like for real.
Hey, it damn near, if he could, like I'd say probably somewhere where the manga is right now. If they did go back, because when he met Sukuna for the first time, and you know he tried to swing him in his own domain,
Got smoked.
Yeah, he got smoked, and that was just because Yuji was just rushing at him.
Yeah, he ain't like sit back and think about it all, cause like I really feel like by the end of this manga, Yuji's gonna get to a point, like just by the end of the show in general, he's gonna be like, I hope you like. I feel like his final fight with Mahito's gonna go like this. It's like a little bit of headcanon, right? But I feel like he's gonna know how Mahito's only a couple years old, and then I feel like a cold way to finish him off would be like, I hope you lived a meaningful life, and then just like smokes him. Like
right.
I feel like that would be the only logical way for him to do it, because it'll show like understanding of Mahito. It'll show understanding of like, okay, I gotta kill you still, bro. You kind of a demon. You evil as hell. But, you know, I hate that. Like, I hate that it led you down this path. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's gonna be basically like preaching to him before he died. Like, you know, kind of like this is a weird ass comparison, everybody, but kind of like Goku and Kid Buu. It's literally the
Yeah,
same
that's
exact
dead
thing. You
serious.
know,
Exactly like that.
I hope you come back as somebody better,
Because in
cause you
another
know I fuck
world,
with you.
yeah, in another world, they probably could have been homies.
Yeah,
Like, we
yeah,
see Yuji likes to joke around. Mahito's kind of dark, but he likes to joke around too. He just hella chill. Like, imagine a world where when Mahito was born, he ended up with the Jujutsu source. Well, they would have
yeah,
killed him. But
yeah.
like, if
No, I get
Gojo
what you
found
mean.
him,
Like if he was like a regular character kind of thing. Yeah, no, I definitely think that him and Yuji are two sides of the same coin.
yeah,
Yuji's one bad day away from being him. A Joker and Batman kind of relationship. That's kind of how I see it too. I feel
hmm
like you can compare Yuji and Mahito's relationship to a lot of other like, you know, characters with their rivals or villains. And I feel like the mangaka really portrays that very well because, you know, like we were saying earlier, considering that Mahito, he always fucking with him. You know,
yeah,
he's always like getting to him. He always getting under his skin. But then, you know, if Yuji not toughen up, because he's definitely tough as hell for the shit that he's been doing. Like, just to
yeah,
come from being a regular high school nigga to just, you know, smoking niggas. Like, but then still low key feeling bad about it. Like, I mean, he's definitely tough as hell. It's just when it comes to Mahito, I think that's what makes that shit so cool, because the fact that Mahito's actually getting to him, that shows like, okay, that's gonna be the character
that
that's
like,
like his opposite,
yeah,
his polar
forces his
opposite.
growth. You know?
Uh-huh. That's the character that's really going, yeah. That's gonna shoot this character up in growth, yeah. Like you exactly like you said, maturity wise.
And I feel like at the same time, Yuji's gonna shoot Mahito up in like growth and maturity wise as well, because they both have a lot of growing to do. And I feel like when they finally get to that final battle between them, it would
Hmm.
truly be a like, okay, like we're
I
true.
understand you, you understand me, now let's do it.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I hate we got to do this, but this is the life we both live in. You live yours,
Right.
bro. So we it's kind of like in My Hero a little bit. I know you Jujutsu Kaisen fans hate My Hero fans because they always fighting on the timeline, but like it's kind of like in My Hero. Recently in a manga chapter, they said something along the lines of, "Oh, when neither side is willing to back down, that's why somebody has to die." You know?
Yeah, and I feel like My Hero low key portrays that very well because, you know, they got the whole little hero versus villain thing. So that is very good for that. You know, that I feel like that fits that perfectly well. And it's crazy how, like, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't have like, I mean, if we're looking at any other comparison, you know, we don't have heroes and villains in Jujutsu Kaisen. You know what I'm saying? We got niggas that's just trying to survive, you
Yeah,
know, go
it's
about their day.
if anything, like Jujutsu Kaisen is a almost morally neutral series, just showing different sides of morality, and
Uh-huh.
that's what I really like about that series because I feel like Yuji's the perfect person to show that because he's willing to kill, but he's also doesn't like killing, but he understands it's like worth doing for like saving, like who he got to save or whatever. So he just kind of does it, you know?
Right. Yeah, they're I feel like the manga is very good at, you know, showing you different viewpoints on like every character actually, not even just pertaining to Yuji. You know, we learn about everybody, how everybody's feeling, you know, how everybody like views life and whatnot. And I feel like, you know, when Yuji meets those kind of people that really tell them no, not tell them, my bad, tells him about their view on life and how like they plan to live it and how, you know, what they perceive of it. I think that's really like, you know, what helps Yuji at the end of the day when he meets those people, especially those villains that, like, you know, that had bonds and special connections with people. Because, you know, from Nonaman, you know, from his standpoint, curses are nothing more than, you know, just basically monsters and demons that we taking care of and we killing. They're not human anymore.
Yeah,
But, you know, Yuji is seeing like, hold on, like, are you sure, bro? Like these motherfuckers got emotions, they got feelings. Like we've seen curses cry. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like we've like even like, come on now, the Choso brothers. These niggas are three. It's three brothers that are curses, but they all have that bond and like that care. So Yuji is looking at it as like if they are able to have that like that kind of compassion, are they really so evil?
Yeah, like I feel like Yuji needs to get to a point where he takes aspects of like everybody, like by the end of the manga, right? Like I feel like Yuji needs to be perfectly. I would say this is hard to write. I don't know if Gigi's gonna be able to do it, but he needs to have a perfectly morally aligned character, like
Yeah.
almost a completely neutral but slightly compassionate person at the same time. Like he needs to like I feel like I don't know, I feel like his only way of doing this would be if he's able to like somehow help curses, which we know will never be able to happen. But like he needs to be able to just, you know, take them out while more being on their same level, like of just understanding where they come from as well, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel you, cause honestly, I would not be surprised if Jujutsu Kaisen hit like a certain point to where, let's say Yuji's, this is all the what if. Let's say Yuji's like a bit old, and like at this age, he's at the point to where okay, he has that morality that you were just speaking of, like that perfect kind of morality thing. And what if what if there are certain curses that are able to that he is able to take in and be friends with.
Mm-hmm.
And I could really see Yuji being that character. He has certain homies that are curses. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it ain't the end of the manga. Yeah, he could end up turning Sukuna's feelings around for all we know. Like I
Yeah.
mean, Naruto did it with Kuruma.
Yeah, that's a hard shift, and I feel like a lot of niggas would hate that because they like Naruto and Sukuna and Yuji don't have that Naruto and Kuruma relationship. That's lame, But I feel
Yeah, I could see people doing that, but I'm just going like based off the whole notion like niggas started off hating each other. Gradually, like since they've been around each other so much, they start to understand each other at the same time.
Yeah, like I don't ever feel like Yuji and Sukuna will ever be cool to the point where they're homies. But I feel
No.
that final battle, like that Yuji and Sukuna will eventually have, I know it's coming, but I feel like that'll be a battle where it's truly, wow, this dude really done been here this whole time. He slightly helped out, hate it or love it,
Right, like yeah, he's going to have that understanding with Sukuna. Like, I feel like in Sukuna will also understand Yuji. Honestly, it may get to a point to where like Sukuna might actually just end up only understanding Yuji. Like maybe that's the only human he does understand.
Yeah, that he can truly mess with. Because I feel like it'll go something along the lines of, wow, Yuji, I wish in another world you were a curse. And then Yuji will be like, I wish in another world you were a human. And
right.
I feel like that's sort of where that last little middle ground, that's as far as they're going to get, is becoming cool. But like, it'll just still be that understanding at the exact same time.
Yep.
But honestly, I feel like we done basically broke down Yuji for the most part. We got about 28 minutes worth of footage, and
for real?
Yeah, and I don't want to crash my YouTube by this long ass video, but yeah, I think we got everything. You got everything, y'all agreed?
Yeah, I think well, yeah, we were covering the first episode to now, right?
Yeah,
like where the anime is. Yep, that's everything.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's it for the most part, pizza people. Greed, shout out yourself one last time.
Yeah. Go ahead and check out my channel, Greed HD, Greed Space HD.
Yeah.
I upload, like I said, I upload Jujutsu Kaisen manga predictions. I upload Boruto manga predictions. I'm not just an only manga channel though. I do gaming, like that's honestly my main thing. But I started getting into the manga stuff because of my boy Timepiece. I cannot lie. He definitely pushed me. He definitely inspired me to definitely go ahead and do it. Shut up, nigga.
Looks around.
But yeah, go ahead and fuck with my boy Video. Spam that like button. Go ahead and sub to him and everything. He do good to content for real.
What's called? Greed gonna be the first nigga on the Jujutsu Kaisen video game, by the way, so y'all already know.
Yeah, DLC character, y'all already know. Just wait on it.
Yep, he gonna be the first nigga doing it. But That's it for the most part, pizza people. Like, comment, and subscribe to both me and Greed HD. Links in the description below. And until next time, my name is Time Pizza, and I will see you pizza people later. Peace.